It is future me doing an intro for this video because the last one sucked. Enjoy the Red Zone Broly fight.
Funny to think that, like, for Movie Bosses 2 Red Zone, we have another Red Zone Broly stage, right? Where it's like we come from one of the hardest fights in the game for the longest time being Red Zone Broly, and then it's like all of a sudden for Movie Bosses Red Zone 2, we have another stage versus Red Zone Broly. So just kind of looking at over the basics of this team, kind of what I've been doing for all of these is just using Orange Piccolo's team, the superhero slash battle of wits slash superhero, whatever. I think I said superhero twice, but this team here works out really well because we've got God Goku on the team. We have the Gamma 1, who's a nice little floater at the edge. God Goku works really well in this event because obviously he is fighting a movie boss as well as a pure Saiyan. So Broly is kind of the 2-for-2 combo, right? Where I believe Paragus is part of this fight. Let me pull up the phases really quickly as we're talking here. That'll kind of make things a little bit easier to understand. But all in all, I think you guys, if you are familiar with this event, you should know it's not as bad as like Harudegarn or anything like that. But I am recording this gameplay a little bit after when I did this, because this video was recorded on January 12th. So about a week later, I'm getting to the commentary for these specific runs. Just because I just like recorded them when I was doing something else, and I just never came back and commentated them. So phase 1, we have this Broly here. He has 22 million HP, 250,000 attack, 83,000 defense with 66% damage reduction. He does 7 attacks a turn. His super attack hits for 625,000 and has a cooldown of 7, and he does 1 per turn. So nothing too crazy. He cannot be sealed, but he can be stunned. He can be attack lowered. He can be defense lowered. So we'll kind of keep the stats up as we are moving through this, but a Piccolo rotation is going to be one of the other ones that we use. So kind of ideally what we want is Orange Piccolo float or on one rotation and the 20 million right off the bat for him. So that's a really good start for Mr. Orange. But what we want to have is our tanks on slot 1 and both. So our Piccolo, our God Goku. So I'm sure most of you watching are familiar with how God Goku works, but if you aren't, you are on kind of like the newer side of things. God Goku's EZA gives 77% damage reduction to pure Saiyans and movie bosses. So if they fit on either of the categories, then you know that you have just a nice slot 1 tank, because 77% damage reduction is hard to get through, and you will see that in this video where he just does not take damage, right? So this Broly, this is the easy part. This is kind of light work, and by the time we are at the end, it does kind of crank up a bit, but it's nothing that you guys haven't seen before, especially if you're familiar with the kind of no item territory of the Red Zone. Just looking at the team comp, I didn't finish everything when it comes to talking about that, but we had STR Piccolo on the team for his linkage with Tech Piccolo, and then we had Gamma 1 for his damage reduction and guard at the beginning of the fight, and then with his type advantage over the last phase, he should be good for like a super if he is to be hit with it. But Piccolo, obviously, for his key support for the team and stuff like that. If you guys are familiar with how Orange Piccolo works, you guys definitely know how he is just a game changer in every event in the game. Wherever you can run him, it's absolutely recommended that you do. It's hard to find a better unit in place of where that Piccolo is. So Gamma 1 getting attack and defense on his hits as well as guard. He has his damage reduction and all that fun stuff. And then Gogeta and Vegito are just going to be floating, and if we can link them together at any given instance, we obviously can. Just to get like some uber damage out of them, right? I know that's kind of an old adjective, but you can really get some numbers out of Gogeta and Vegito when you need them. And then right here we have guaranteed dodging with Vegito, but I don't believe in this phase we're really going to need it. So looking at the stats of this boss, if we go to Super Saiyan Broly, he has 45.9 million HP, so you might as well round that up to 46 million. His attack stat is 440,000. His defensive stat is 103,100. His damage reduction is 68%, and he is doing 8 attacks per turn. He does 1 super with a cooldown of 8 per each one, and the super is hitting for 1.1 million. So you can see here, this is kind of me just trying to figure out how I want to do this. I believe when I was playing this one, I was multitasking, like just trying to do something else on the side, probably playing a game or something like that, but nonetheless, we do get the W on this run. When it comes to the effects, when Broly does his super, he raises his own defense of 30%, so he'll be going up to about 130,000 defense after his super. And if I didn't say it before, the super hits for 1.1 million damage, and he is immune to stuns and seals. So he can still lower his attack, can still lower his defense, can do an action break, but you should be good to go on that. And so not the hardest boss you've ever seen, but it definitely can be a bit of a pain, but again, with attack lowering, you don't have too much to worry about, I'd say. Attack lowering really does work out pretty well in terms of like what you're looking for. So, let's see. So the super right here on STR Piccolo hitting for 167,000. Yeah, that's about right. I mean, that's easily can heal that off with just type orbs alone. That defense is nothing that you can't penetrate, or you can't just that amount of damage we took is nothing you can't just heal back, right? So 1.8 mil right there from Vegito. Get that additional in. He should be looking just fine by the time we're through with this. So boom, bam, bop. There we go. 1.5 mil, 5.3. Again, nothing like too off the walls in terms of the damage with him, but he's also not linked up with anybody that's going to make him look very good. Like, you would need God Goku or Vegito or the other Gogeta to make him look truly impressive from where he's at, but guaranteed dodges do help. And now we kind of have our rotations set up the way we want them, right? Where God Goku could just camp slot 1 and not take any damage, and if he's not in slot 1, we'll put him in slot 2 next to Piccolo. So, like Piccolo, you can get away with putting him in slot 2 or slot 1 because of the key support that he gives to the whole team and helps with super attacks. Like, we know that Gamma 1's going to be able to get his super off because Piccolo's going to take that hit, and then we're going to get 2 extra keys. So, something you always have to remember when you're using Orange Chad Glow is that you can do that. So 1.1 mil right there. You're not here to use Goku for damage, so but he is going to hold it down no matter what, and we can just continue to kind of just move through this, right? So if I remember correctly, this fight doesn't really have anything too special about it, and then for the Bio Broly no item run, which we'll be looking at after this, the thing with Bio Broly is, if I'm not mistaken, he just kept healing, and that was really a pain in the butt, just because like it was really tough to get through all that healing that he was doing, because like I remember that ended up being like a 14 to 15 minute fight, almost just on the healing that he was doing alone, where it's like we're doing damage, but he's just healing it all off. So now obviously we have Gogeta coming out, so that is helpful. When Gogeta gets his when he gets cooking and like that attack starts building up and stuff like that, he is just an absolute freight train, and that's what we're gonna have here. So I believe if we do have Orange Piccolo phases, we will just kind of skip through those, just because it does make things a little bit easier for everybody. But we have Orange Piccolo in the front right here, and then we're going to give STR Piccolo his orbs, and then Gogeta's going to be able to grab a couple STR orbs. And not the best attack situation for Gogeta, but his guaranteed dodging in slot 3 is nice, and that basically ensures that we're not going to be taking any damage on this specific instance, right? Because Gogeta just can't be hit, so that's what really makes him overpowered in this type of format. Like, you know, Vegito and Gogeta on turn 4 are just insane, right? When they can't be hit, it's just it makes life so much easier, because you know it's like, okay, we want the super to be there, and then like right here on Orange Piccolo, double digits, like thank you, come again. And then we just know if he wanted to do another one, which he can't, but if he did, it would be on Gogeta more than likely, and we'd be able to just take care of that easy peasy. So there we go, 3.1 right there. And well, I think we have one more turn in this phase, and then we'll be moving on to the Legendary Super Saiyan Broly phase, where we can break down the stats and stuff like that, and everything should be good to go. So, because there's no category missions for this yet, I would say you should just bring your best team, right? And for most cases, most people, the best team in their box is going to be the superhero team, but if you need more of a expansive range of categories, I would say use Earthbred Fighters if you need to. What else is there? Final Trump Card is a good team. If you want to run like the Super Saiyan 4 Goku lead and stuff like that, you can get away with running a setup like that. That always works. And I think right here, this so if like this was a full turn, what I would do is put God Goku in slot 2. Just because we know we could give Vegito with more attack, but we already know that even if God Goku gets like a lot of Rainbow Orbs at crits, he's going to end up getting the win anyway. So it wouldn't really make much of a difference. Like right here, 3.1, if he were to crit, we'd basically have him down, but we know for a fact that Orange Piccolo is going to take care of business. So I think what we'll do, and just to speed this video up, because I don't want to have you here all day, is when we get to Orange Piccolo, I'm going to speed through that, and we'll just kind of skip ahead as we go. So as long as you crit right here, we're moving on to the next phase. So 5.6, and then I believe we do go into orange. I'm kind of looking at the preview here on the bottom for the iOS camera roll, because this is pre-recorded. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of skim through it, and we'll make sure that we're caught up. And you guys won't be missing any of the action. Just know that Orange Piccolo is going, and we'll just kind of speed through that. I'll be talking to you as I do it, though. So here we go. Yeah, so you know we're going into orange. So boom, 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 boom. You get it, 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 you get it. Not missing anything. You get it, you get it, you get it. He's doing this, he's doing that. So you can see we're doing a decent amount of damage if you look at his HP. And we even have a third turn of that. So it's like we really are just kind of speeding through it at this point. But we are just kind of skipping ahead, saving about 2 to 3 minutes on this recording. So there we go. Now we're back to a normal turn. Did about half of Broly's HP with one orange turn. So that just goes to show you how overpowered he is. And now it's at like this point. It's like, what do you want to do here, pal? We got to set everything up. And I think what I'm doing is just thinking of like, do I want to go Piccolo there, or do I want to go orange? And that was kind of the decision I was making as I was kind of playing this one out in my head. But there we go. So if I do go into orange again, we'll do the same process, and that'll probably just be the end of the fight. So I'll have to make sure it's not. But again, that's gonna save you guys like 3 minutes, because I mean we all get the idea with Orange Piccolo, right? But looking at Broly's stats, if we want to break those down, his HP is 50.956 million, so we can round that up to about 51 million. He has 500,000 attack, 131,000 defense, 70% damage reduction, and 10 attacks per turn. He raises his attack for 1 turn and causes immense damage on super, so he raises his attack by 30% on super, and then he has 1.4 million damage on that super attack with a 14% chance to do it, and then 1 per turn with a 10 attack cooldown. So getting rid of that in orange, as you guys know, is very overpowered. And then if we look at the effects that he's immune to, he can't have his attack lowered, he can't have his defense lowered, he can't be sealed, and he can't be stunned. So all of the normal stuff, action breaks and all that still work on him. So nothing that you guys haven't seen before, and we are very familiar with how that kind of goes at this point. So I think if I had to guess what we're going to do right here is we're going to do this active skill Gogeta, and that's basically going to take him out. And then I'm like, we don't even need to use orange at this point. Like, do I play it safe and go into orange, or do I just finish this? Yeah, I do go into orange. So because this is basically the end of the recording, I'll probably just kind of let this one play out, because like it's basically over, right? So Red Zone Broly, I'm sure you guys have seen this already on YouTube. Like I said, I'm a little bit late to this one, but we got the Harudegar no item run within like the hour that it came out, so that was fun. And we're just Red Zone no items are something that, you know, we have a status quo to keep up, right? I've always no item the Red Zones for you guys, and I plan to continue doing that. So just know that I have all of them done. It's just they need to be uploaded, and Bio Broly will be out either later tonight or tomorrow. So let me know what you guys think of this stage down below. Obviously easier than the last Red Zone Broly, because that one had an AoE super and stuff like that, but still no pushover. If you're not using like Orange Piccolo, that super can hit for 1.4 million and take you out. So like I said, let me know down below what you guys think. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.